Night falls over Sodom, a city steeped in sin and corruption. Two angels, like ordinary men, arrive in the city and are welcomed by Lot, a righteous man amid the moral darkness around him. As they take refuge in his home, the wickedness of the inhabitants of Sodom is revealed, when a mob demands that the visitors be handed over so that they can abuse them. At the end of this video, a special message. Lot, in a desperate attempt to protect the angels, offers his own daughters, but the angels intervene, blinding the mob. At dawn, the divine sentence is announced: Sodom and Gomorrah will be destroyed. Lot and his family are ordered to flee without looking back. During the escape, his wife, overcome by curiosity or attachment, disobeys and turns into a pillar of salt. In the end, the cities are consumed by fire, and the story ends with Lot taking refuge in a cave, where disturbing events unfold. Chapter 19 of Genesis is a portrait of divine justice and mercy. It reveals God's holiness in condemning sin and, at the same time, His grace in saving the righteous, represented by Lot and his family. The destruction of Sodom and Gomorrah serves as a timeless reminder of the seriousness of sin, especially those related to sexual immorality and social injustice, which were common in the cities. Lot, even though he was righteous, is a tragic figure, living in a corrupt city and nearly succumbing to the environment around him. The transformation of his wife into salt may symbolize the danger of looking back, of not fully breaking with sin, even when God offers a way of escape. This account reflects the tension between judgment and salvation, where God judges but always provides a way out for those who turn to Him. Over the centuries, the location of Sodom and Gomorrah has been widely debated. Many believe that these cities were located in the Dead Sea region, an area rich in salt and sulfur deposits, which may explain elements of the biblical account. Archaeological investigations suggest that in ancient times, this region suffered a sudden disaster with layers of destruction, which could have led to the destruction of the cities. Deposits of pure sulfur found in the area support the narrative of the rain of fire and sulfur. The cities of Bab-ethra and Tel el-Hammam, excavated in the region, reveal traces of an ancient civilization destroyed by a great fire, which some archaeologists suggest may be evidence of Sodom. The sudden and total destruction of these cities echoes the biblical theme of divine punishment. Biblical scholars have long debated the moral and theological nature of the destruction of Sodom and Gomorrah. Some interpret the story as a condemnation of failed hospitality, while others focus more on the sexual practices of its inhabitants. The New Testament mentions Sodom as an example of God's wrath against sin, but also as an illustration of grace, when it compares Lot as a righteous man who has been rescued. Christian theology sees parallels in this narrative with the final judgment, where those who refuse God's mercy face condemnation. Over the centuries, Sodom has become a symbol of moral decay, used to warn against corruption and alienation from God. The theological implications of the story are still debated in seminaries and pulpits, making it a focal point for reflection on divine justice. Recent excavations in the Jordan Valley and Dead Sea region have shed new light on the biblical account. Archaeologists have discovered evidence of large cities that were destroyed suddenly, with traces of intense fires. One of the most intriguing finds is that small balls of pure sulfur were discovered throughout the ruins, which corroborate the biblical account of the rain of fire. Excavations at Tal el-Hammam, a city that flourished and was suddenly destroyed, show evidence of destruction caused by intense heat, which many believe to be the true location of Sodom. In addition, geological studies in the region indicate that seismic activity, combined with flammable gases, may have triggered a devastating explosion, a divine judgment. These findings, combined with scientific analysis, create an intriguing bridge between the biblical account and modern archaeology. The story of Sodom and Gomorrah is not only a warning about sin, but also a profound reflection on the danger of ignoring the signs of change and corruption around us. In our day, modern cities face similar challenges: social inequality, violence, and moral decay. Like Sodom, societies that abandon justice and compassion tend to collapse, not necessarily by fire and brimstone, but by the erosion of their core values. The destruction of these cities can be seen as a call to action, for each of us to examine where we are morally and spiritually, and where our home is. What we have learned from the past should guide our actions in the present, reminding us that our choices have consequences. Thus, Genesis 19 calls us to look at our times with critical eyes, alert to the need for justice, righteousness, and mercy, both in our personal lives and in the societies in which we live. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. And remember, each day is a new opportunity to call on the name of the Lord. Until next time.